Hello YouTube and welcome back to the zone for another quickie reading article. Well, today guys, this one is good. Excuse me. But we are going to do a little bit more traveling and more like we're going to follow up on the Megan Shrine and Chris's room videos. We are now going to do a one of the entirety of Ruckersville, Virginia. And we see Chris giving a very lovely statement about it, saying that Ruckersville is a very boring one-horse town. Hardly any young adults hang around here, or boyfriend-free girls, and there is not much to do. Having a Walmart does not make it any better either. It's like putting lipstick on a skeleton. How curious a thought. It does not make it any better or nicer. Ruckersville's most famous citizen giving a pretty one-sided, not entirely unfair, but a pretty biased one nonetheless. In fact, Chris hates it so much that he takes a selfie of him sort of trying to smile. Ruckersville is a census designated place in Greene County, Virginia, and part of the Charlottesville metropolitan area. It also happens to be the home of one Christian Weston Chandler, and the capital of all things solitary related, for better or worse. Chris and his family moved from Ruckersville to Richmond suburbs after their dispute with the faculty of Nathaniel Green Elementary School, only to return in the year 2000. So it's been 20 years since they've been back in Ruckersville. Ruckersville markets itself to tourists as a scenic, tight-knit community that offers panoramic views, a safe, friendly, and welcoming community in which to raise a family or quietly retire, and a vibrant and growing downtown, notable for its antiques market, a new Walmart, and greater potential for expansion. In reality, Ruckersville is a dull, boring town full of cheap, ugly houses and even uglier lawn furniture. A sleepy location without any real tourism to liven it up. A place where people hoard their trash and decorate their yards with junked cars. And where even a family as infamous as the Chandlers can exist relatively unnoticed. Even so, over 86% of the town's population from before when Chris moved back there has since abandoned it from Charlottesville proper to the south. Given its dwindling population, Ruckersville has very little in the way of recognizable landmarks or entertainment. It sounds like one of those places where Ruckersville is kind of a landmark in itself. The only noteworthy person born there is NASCAR driver Philip Morris. No relation to Philip Morris USA International. The lack of prospects or opportunities suits Chris perfectly, as it gives him one more excuse never to leave his room, let alone get a job. Chris claims to hate living in Ruckersville, as evidenced by his complaints in various videos, but only because he'd rather be in a near-identical suburb where he thinks he could squander the remainder of his life in a time capsule of his high school days. And you can see here some general information about Ruckersville. It's in the state of Virginia. It's in the Greene County vicinity. Classification, census diagnostic. Date established 1732. Population 1,141. Zip code, area code. There we go. Geography. The geography of Ruckersville is incredibly plain. Its surrounding landscape, composed mainly of fields. This isn't a tourist leaflet, is it? It's composed mainly of fields, thin forest, and small housing developments, extends from the largest settlement of Charlottesville. Even the terrain is boring, although the Blue Ridge Mountains are a short drive away. The town is also far from any real civilization. It lies 16 miles, 26 kilometers from Charlottesville, 77 miles, 123 kilometers from Richmond, and approximately 100 miles or 160 kilometers from Washington, D.C. Along with the rest of Greene County, it is located within the Charlottesville, Virginia metropolitan statistical area. It's interesting to note that until very recently, a Google Street view of Ruckersville was unavailable. The housing development that contains Chris's home is still unavailable. It's likely that the road is so poorly marked and difficult to access that the Google camera trucks either missed it, ignored it, or simply did not care. Housing prices in Ruckersville are generally decent, but this is most likely because of its epitome of a commuter or dormitory town, being almost entirely meant for people who work in Charlottesville to come home and promptly crash into slumber, with very little else to offer. Crime rates in Ruckersville are also, happily, if unsurprisingly, low, with 0 murders and only 2 rapes ever on record. That said, nearby Charlottesville has contributed to this low crime rate, as Chris is more than happy to waltz there to commit his various misdemeanors, and likely so any other criminals are living there. Culture. I see. Gallery. Aerial shot of Ruckersville. Chris's house is highlighted by the red icon, because, of course he would, put his zip code on the internet. Housing prices in the vicinity of 14 BC, Branch Lane Court, reported on Zillow, circa 2019. Note that Chris's house doesn't even have an estimated valuation. I wonder why that might be. 3 beds, 1 bath, 1,008 feet squared. Estimated refined payment, $67 a month. Note this property is not for sale or rent. The description may be from a previous listing. Animal feces everywhere. Huh. And that's literally it, ladies and gentlemen. That's literally it. The amount of space on here, you would never have thought that you could store so much garbage inside. Although this gives slightly more credence to the idea of just how many wild animals are coming to this place. Ruckersville lies at the intersection of 2 major highways. Wow. Let's take a picture. Ruckersville, 3 miles, Cullapa, 32, Washington, 102. Wow, imagine that. The difference is almost unbelievable. And no backwater suburb is complete without replaceable block letter church signs. No relation to Wesley Memorial United Methodist Church. Let's see. Ruckersville Bible Study Wednesday, 7 to 8 p.m. on Romans. All welcome worship 9:30. I never understood, by the way, why they never thought to put semicolons here between 9 and 30, because I don't know. That's just something I never really understood. I mean, I guess it doesn't take too much to work that out, but Ruckersville, a descendant of the Hugemont immigrant Peter Rucker. John Rucker, date 1794, settled east of here on Riplin's Run and built Friendly Acres, the first of many Rucker family dwellings in the area. He founded the village of Ruckersville, naming it for his uncle, Captain John Rucker, who was instrumental in selecting the site for St. Mark's Parish Church just west of here in 1732. Not bad. And Chris, again, posting a selfie, and yeah, it's I don't know if it's because of Chris's health, but this is the best smile he could possibly have come up with. And yeah, that's literally just it. That was, I mean, to be honest, I'm not entirely sure what I was exactly expecting there, but it is interesting that of all the places, I mean, Ruckersville seems to be a place that was more suited towards Chris's parents than I would say Chris himself. I mean, I don't know whether Chris would have been any better if he was in Charlottesville or anywhere closer to, let's say, an actual civilization. But you know what? I don't know. I think it's a very sort of specific sort of place, Ruckersville, where you could. I think it's meant for very, very specific types of people, and that's not to say that you can build, any sort of culture from there. But I don't particularly think solitude technically counts as a culture. Well, certainly not in the real world. Possibly online, definitely, but even Chris isn't particularly fond of it either. But then again, it never induced him in any way whatsoever to ever leave, unlike pretty much anyone else in his family. So anyway, I hope you guys have enjoyed this reading of Ruckersville, Virginia, courtesy of the Quickie. Not really too much to say here, but then again, I think that's par for the course, especially, well, if Ruckersville itself is anything to go by. Please make sure to leave your thoughts and comments in the comment section down below. Let me know. Hey, you know what? Maybe you're watching this right now. Maybe you live in Ruckersville, Virginia. Let me know if there's anything that technically this Quickie misses out on. I mean, imagine that, an entire suburb of the United States of America, and it's summed up when talking about Chris Chan. That's actually incredible. Please also make sure to also like and subscribe to get daily notifications when my videos come out. And I hope to see all of you guys again in the next video. Take care. Bye-bye for now.